Today I want to continue with my discussion about courage. And I've come to see that courage is merely one of the facets of the good that can flow through a person when he or she is grounded in his or her center of dignity. We tend, especially now, see, a long time ago, people were more courageous in that they faced tough physical challenges. You know, if you were in a wagon train crossing the prairie, heading west, you'd encounter some very, very difficult situations. If the problems were going to be solved, then the people there had to solve them. Period. It's that simple. And it was often a question of solve the problem or die. That's what it boiled down to. There was a kind of a lawlessness in that away from civilization, you were kind of on your own, and if someone came along and they were not a good person, then they would come and try to take your stuff right away, maybe even kill you. See? And so you had to fight or die. It was that simple. That was it. You didn't have a choice. Okay? But now, at least at the present time, in the United States, it's different. And there are different challenges to face, which take courage also. But what I'm saying is that many of us look at courage as something unique. And it's actually just a facet of all the other good things like perseverance, patience, kindness, wisdom, tact, honor, long-suffering, principle. See, all of those, they're all aspects of what a human being should be. That's what a human being should be, and you knew that when you were a little child. When you were a little child. In fact, you were closer to God when you were a little child. You were closer to the truth when you were a little child than you've ever been since. You've fallen away through, in various ways, through resentment, anger, through tease and falling for the tease, and then trying to recoup in the world what you lost through the tease. Okay? And excessive socialization, drugs, marijuana, alcohol, promiscuity, too much too soon, too much entertainment, music and video games and things like that. See, the trivial has been brought to the fore as if it were important. And what's important, see, it's an upside down world like Alice in Wonderland. It's totally upside down. What's trivial and totally unimportant? Sports. I mean, professional sports, you know, men running around with uniforms on and playing with basketballs and footballs and so on. See, it's just a game. But the really important things are pushed down or not talked about. See, and what's not important is elevated to the top. Sports, music, video games, see, entertainment. And so when you indulge yourself, the more you indulge yourself, the more selfish you become, the weaker you become. You lose your character. Drugs, marijuana, you lose your character. Promiscuity, you lose your character. Sitting around playing games all the time, you lose your character. Then you try to compensate for what you've lost. You try to compensate by talking tough, or by lifting weights, or see, but it's only a compensation. So, so character is, so we've lost our character. As a country, as individuals, we've lost our character. Character is being close to truth, seeing what is true, and standing by that truth. And it's also principle. See, seeing, living a principled life. A principled life. So today it takes courage to lead a principled life in the face of the taunts, the teases, the pressures. See, everything's pressuring you to not be principled. It's pressuring you to be ambitious, to be promiscuous, to be selfish. See, everything's pressuring you that way. Even so-called academia, where there's tremendous pressure, homework pressure, performance pressure, achievement pressure. See, sports pressure, to win for the team and win for the coach, and see. But if you look carefully, because those who have risen to positions of authority in academia, for example, many of them have a bad spirit, and so what could have been a good thing is taught with a bad spirit. And so the result is that what could have been good to study and to learn and so on, it ends up, when people fall for it, either by believing it and lapping it up and selling their soul for it, see, for perks and promotion and awards, and see, or they resent it, see, resent the pressure. Either way, you fall to it, and then you are changed by it. You become more selfish, more animal, more sensuous. See, so you have to be very, very careful. You have to be very careful. So the pressure is the pressure everywhere you turn. School, academia, even religion, organized religion, whatever that is. All these different groups, see, that claim to be something rather. Even they are catering to, and catering to the individual. So everything, whether it's music, academia, everything is catering to our selfishness. Catering to your selfishness, extolling rampant individuality, not the old-fashioned rugged individuality on which America was built, but a new selfish, sort of a selfish, greedy, grasping kind of a individuality, kind of a heartless, self-centered. See, that's what's being promoted, that's what's being pushed everywhere. So to withstand all that pressure, see, it takes courage, but it also takes some understanding and some tutoring. You have to see how not to fall to it. You have to see not to resent it. See, you have to not resent it, because if you resent it, then you've also fallen to it. Okay, so if you have the backbone, the moral fiber, now how do you get that moral fiber? Well, you have to love what's right, and see what's right, and then cling to what's right. Not in a rigid way, but know in your heart what's right, you see, and love that right. Then you won't be, and see that you mustn't resent people. See that people are all fallen sheep. We're a fallen race and lost sheep. And I don't know if we're fallen sheep. I guess we are fallen sheep. A lost race, a fallen race. Okay? Of sheep. And where's the good leader? Where's the Moses? Where's the Jeremiah? See, to lead us properly. Well, that's what Father's supposed to be. Father's supposed to be the good leader, who knows what's right, who stands by what's right, who loves principle, and he's not a people pleaser. See? Not trying to win a popularity contest, but his job is to stand for what's right, not in a mean way, in an angry way, but with a twinkle in his eye, but nevertheless with firmness. See? That's what Father's supposed to be. So, bottom line is, you have to refine your inner ground of good. You have to refine it. You've fallen from it. See what happens? It happens that you fell from it. You know, you took drugs, or you hated your dad, or being popular was too important, or you resented somebody who was prettier than you, or smarter than you, or had nicer clothes than you, or something, see? Or you just kind of, slowly but surely, you kind of fell into the, see, remember what I said, everything is promoting our selfishness. Even the advertisers of food, they're encouraging you to eat out more fast food, see, more chips and more candy and more soda, and more frappuccinos and more pizza. See, they're all encouraging you to go for that. It doesn't mean that you couldn't have a piece of pizza maybe once a month, okay, or a hamburger maybe once a week. See? Doesn't mean that. But every day, see, every meal, something's wrong, see? They're encouraging that. Well, you see the results of it, don't you? But what happens is you see yourself slowly slipping into this pattern of selfishness, even though you don't want to be. You don't want to be selfish. You don't want to be self-indulgent. Self-indulgent maybe is a better word. You don't want to be self-indulgent, but everybody's promoting it and pushing it. So you find yourself falling into it, and then you look at yourself one day and you see the result. See? And then you hate yourself. That's right. See, you make the mistake of resenting yourself. Another big mistake. See, you don't want to resent yourself. Just see, whatever the truth is, see it. Don't resent it. Just see it, okay? And realize that somehow you've been had. You've been misled. See, you've been taken advantage of. You've been exploited. Okay? And why do they encourage you to? Why do they encourage, see, people to be promiscuous and smoke marijuana and indulge themselves with food and alcohol and beer and sports and music? Why? Well, because they want to exploit you, to make money off of you, see? And then when you are in a mess because of your lifestyle, then there's a whole bevy of people to come along to try to help you to undo the mess that you made. A whole bunch of helpers and experts, and so there they are, and they exploit you. See? So maybe you can see now that if you are self-indulgent, if you see that you're self-indulgent, maybe selfish, and you're addicted to your smartphone and your latte or your soft drink or your diet soda or your pizza or your whatever it is that you're addicted to, your clothes, your shopping. See, you just have to do it. If you see that, okay, then don't resent yourself. Okay, just see that that's the case. Realize that you were led astray, and realize also that whatever it is that whatever virtue you seem to lack now, self-control, courage, kindness, wisdom, whatever it is, Okay? Just realize that the answer to anything that you lack, see, is within. To refine your inner ground of good. And that's your most important thing you can do. And the meditation helps to sit still, get out of your thoughts, see, be in the present moment. It's very beautiful. The meditation I have, the new free meditation, which is also called the easy meditation, it's just excellent. It's only 6 minutes long. It's free. Okay? Really helps you to get grounded. So you can look at things objectively. See, resenting them is not going to help. Being angry at yourself is not going to help. Being angry at other people is not going to help. What you need is a little bit of objectivity, so you can look at it and say, okay, well, look, this is what's happened to me, and okay, so now, if you can get reconnected to your inner ground, from it comes all good. It's like an inner fount of love and truth. Love and truth that has many different facets. Facet of courage, facet of true love, patience, principle, self-control, endurance, perseverance, kindness. All the beautiful virtues are all come from within. Not to mention that person then who exhibits those virtues naturally from within, they're not slapped on for, it's not a compensation. That person then has true beauty, true manly strength and feminine beauty and feminine strength. Okay? That's what, remember I said when you were a little child, that's what you knew when you read the story, when you read about Cinderella or Sleeping Beauty or knights in shining armor or heroes and heroines. You knew that a person is supposed to be like a prince or a princess. See, honorable, courageous, and kind. See, honorable, courageous, and kind. You knew that you wanted to be that way. Well, the years have gone by. Maybe you tried to make yourself that way, see, through dress and the way you talk and study and so on and so forth. Well, okay. But the real thing comes from within, you see. You can't slap it on from the outside. And you have to see that what happened was you were misled and seduced and tricked through tease and challenge. Tease and challenge. In academia, by the entertainment, by your peers. See, when your peers, they too had fallen. A lot of them came, see, a lot of your peers, you know, they came from home, maybe a home where things weren't so good. Mom and dad were fighting, or their dad was gone, there had been a divorce, maybe. That sort of thing, see, wasn't so good. And so they felt empty. And what happened is they resented. They resented their parents for having failed them, especially father. See, it's possible to resent your father if you don't even know who he is. See, it's possible. But understand this also, that resenting father, see, is not good because it also means resenting fatherhood. And then it also can mean resenting the father spirit. See? And resenting your earthly father separates you from your heavenly father. And that also separates you from your inner ground. See? So you see all these different ways that the world, robs you. By separating you, by seducing you and tricking you and making you resentful or making you want something. Or taking something from you. Stealing something from you. Robbing you of something, and then you want it back. And what you do, the natural tendency is to rush into the world looking for it to get it back. But when you go out into the world, what you're going out there, maybe resentfully, angrily, see, what you're doing is now you're being pulled into the very arena, the very thing that took it away from you in the first place. Now you're looking for it back from it. And all it does is keep withholding it from you. Or it gives you something that's a shallow substitute for the real thing. The real thing is within. So the answer is to stand back from all your struggles and your strivings and huffing and puffing and all your wanting things out there, wanting love from the world, wanting dignities, all these things. It can't give it to you. You find it within. Okay? So you have to also be careful not to resent the world. Don't resent it. See? And nor do you have to withdraw from it. See, and hide in your apartment and close the shutters and hide. See, retreat. Some people do that. That's not the answer either. The answer is to re-find that inner connection. And then you'll be able to go out in the world, but now with a new way of seeing things, and accompanied by the inner light. See, now connected with the inner light. And from it, you get what you need from it. So then you don't need anything from the world anymore. See? So now you'll be able to go out in the world, and you can still you can be with people and have recreation and work and have a career, and you can do all these things. But now grounded within. See? So when things happen on the outside, they won't affect you so much anymore, or even not at all. If you achieve success, which you very likely will, as a grounded, centered person, then that'll be nice. You'll say, well, that's nice, but you won't let it get to your ego and puff you up. On the other hand, if something goes wrong, well, you'll say, well, that's, I don't enjoy it, but it won't bum you out. See, you'll be more even when you're connected to your inner ground of good. It smooths the bumps in the road. Okay. Well, I think I've said plenty, so I'm going to stop at this point. Remember, you can watch any of these videos again and again, or look at some of the other ones. I have so many; they're just excellent. The last, I'm going to say 3 months, maybe. I really have made some very, very good lectures. Okay. And I encourage you to watch them and also to try the meditation. And use it, and then use it religiously. Morning, noon, and night. My name is Roland.